we work very closely with you and of course in association with Thompson's. So the Thompson's deals at the moment have been specifically designed for TBI clients, and there are some really, really awesome value adds, which I'll touch on as well. Just to introduce you to the 3 hotels that are underneath our banner. I'm just trying to see why it's not scrolling through, sorry. I'm just going to stop sharing and then try again. It wasn't clicking through. Sorry guys, I don't know why. It did this yesterday as well. Share screen. The longer way. There you go. Okay, that's working better. All right, sorry about that glitch. Okay, so I'm going to touch on our 3 hotels. You'll see at the bottom there's Kijura, which has all of a sudden just popped up. Kijura was meant to be launched and opened this year, middle of this year, but obviously with the whole COVID situation, it has been put out. So at the moment, we are around, reservations are available for information and rates and that sort of thing, but nothing's contracted yet until we know sort of an exact date of when we're opening. But I'm going to be touching on the Oyster Box, 12 Apostles, and Bushman's Kloof. Bushman's Kloof and 12 of course, are 2 in the Western Cape, and the Oyster Box located in KZN, in Durban, in a suburb called Umhlanga. All right, starting off with 12 Apostles. For those who haven't been there, really just give me pop me a mail, give me a shout. If ever you do have a bit of time in your day to come around, I really do encourage you to see the property. It is a stone throw from Cape Town itself. And for us, really, that iconic view is what sets us apart. To be 5 minutes from Camps Bay, you can see where all the lights are. It's literally a 5-minute drive, and then going over the hill through to town and the waterfront, we are a 15-minute drive away. The fact that we don't have any neighbours and that we are located in Table Mountain National Park for us is really a huge, huge plus. So it feels like they're getting away into a remote location, but they don't actually have to go far from town or even from home if it's just a night or 2 away from the kids. All right, all our properties are graded 5-star. So it comes with an exceptional cuisine level, extremely amazing service, a very wholehearted, warm experience when you walk into the hotel, all the way through to, your dining experiences, the artworks that are around the property. We can do art curated tours, if somebody's really interested in the art pieces or they make mention of it. So we can really sort of customize every single stay. And I always say to you guys, the more information you can feed through to us, the better. The more we know about your client, the better. We have they have very high expectations when they come through to us. And this is what they see on the internet, or possibly they have stayed before. So let us know those details. Let us know their dietaries. Let us know what duvet they prefer, hollow fiber or a duck down duvet. If they need a yoga mat, are they, do they enjoy their fitness stretches in the morning? And we can make sure that they have those comforts and what they're used to having in their home when they come through to us. All the way, I promise you guys, all the way down to the type of soap that they might need because of their allergies that they might have. So really there's no request that's too big or too small that we can or can't do. Very important to note our sharing policy when it comes to children. I know that does come up quite a bit. They have to go into specific room types. Out of the 70 rooms in total at the 12 Apostles, at least half of them will face the ocean and the other half will face the mountainside. But it is important to note that they all do have a balcony. They've all got that little bit of an extension outside their room. There's lounges out there, there's a table and chairs, so they can just sort of enjoy that coffee and suck up that fresh air if that's what they want to do in the mornings. And it's from this superior sea-facing room that I've stalled on this slide. This is where we can accommodate kids. So what we do is that we allow 1 sharing per room under 12 years old. If the child is 12 years old and older, they would then go into a interleading room, which we do have, or maybe they'd want to go into a large room and going through to a suite. if we have a older child, sort of say maybe a 10 or 9-year-old with a younger toddler, of course, we're not going to put the 9-year-old in their own room, and then the toddler obviously share with the parents. So we are sensitive to their needs and their requirements. We don't say absolutely not. They would just have to go into a bigger room that allows for a cot perhaps and a pull-away bed. So we are sensitive to that, but it is one sharing under 12 for free per room. And that's whether it be a single or whether it be a couple that's staying with us. All right. We do have a presidential suite, which is really gorgeous, of course, very opulent. So if there are any opportunities to spoil somebody really special, those are the sorts of touches that we can do. So you can see our little kitties turned down, and they've got their own little mini bathrobes. So they also feel special and they also feel important. We do cookies and milk in the evening over there, and sweets. All the rooms have got DVD players. They can watch movies in the comfort of their room. We do little teepee tents for a toddler, and we do their own little turn down in the bathroom, so their own little amenities. So it comes with a little bubble.
That's very cute.
It is, hey? So it's really sweet. It makes them feel quite special. They get a little gift as well that obviously is a little soft toy. They've got their own little embroidered face cloths, and they've got a step plate onto the loo if the child is of an age that they toilet training. So we'd make sure that's in the room. So very important, that you tell us the names, if there's a child traveling with them. So the more we know about them, we can make the little one feel just as special as mom and dad, or a single traveler if it is. All right, breakfast is a standard inclusion. Absolutely standard for a 5-star. If they go out early in the mornings, we can obviously do a packed breakfast for them, but otherwise it's always enjoyed in our Azure restaurant. So Azure restaurant is our fine dining restaurant. We do actually serve 3 meals per day here, but this is where they can enjoy breakfast, and that's Sunset. So it really is, we're very spoiled that they've actually got longer daylight hours with us, so they can get a little bit of extra time out the day and sort of press those boundaries, enjoy a drink out there, and then meander back inside and enjoy a divine dinner with us. Huge selection of wines. In our Vinotech, we've got a sommelier on site, so if anybody's really interested, we can do a wine tasting with them, and we can even take it up a notch if they want to do a wine pairing. That chef can actually design a menu for them around their wines. Again, we do just need a little bit of notice for that, but again, it could have been something that they've experienced or seen or heard before that they might be interested in. The Cafe Girl, you can see the contrast between the two restaurants. Very casual, very family friendly. It works really divine for families out here, a lot more casual. And this is, we do sushi, which is really popular. So sushi and wraps and fish cakes, and we can do steaks. We do very, very good fish dishes and meat dishes, steak in particular, and sushi. So those are sort of our 3 signature dishes, and that can be enjoyed here. You can see the view. It overlooks the rock pools in the background. So this restaurant faces the mountainside of the hotel. So it just offers the guests different views. They've got the option to sit and dine outside if they want. And again, because of our location being in the reserve, we encourage guests to go meander and go find a lounger up there and sort of disappear and just have a bit of privacy, which they can do, which is so, so nice. Definitely the hub of the hotel is our Leopard Bar. We have live music here 6 days a week. It does change in our winter months when we're a little bit quieter. Her days do come down a little bit, but it's on average 6 days a week that we have live music, and just creates a nice atmosphere in the Leopard Bar. Little touches. They'll have a whiskey, a particular brand whiskey, and then they'll go down to Azure, and we internally will communicate that down to the waiters. So by the time they get there, they know exactly what they're drinking, what wine has been opened, and they can just continue with that very smoothly without asking, what whiskey would you like, or what drink can I get you? They can rather just top them up, and just it's flawless. So that's those little things that they really pay attention to when it comes to details. Outside area is based on a first come, first serve basis. But that's really the place to be for Sunset. We do an extremely popular high tea. It is available 7 days a week. And it's really, it's such a spoil, I think, for so many guests. So conservatory is where they can enjoy the high tea. And otherwise, it's just a nice lounge, relaxed area that they can migrate to without being bound to a public space like a restaurant or a bar, or being stuck into the confines of their room. So many people come to us to rest and relax and get away. And this lounge area is exactly what it's for. Grab a book, or they can bring their iPads or their Kindle, find a pillow, prop themselves up, feet up under their buns, and just chill and relax here without being sort of too much in the public eye, which is nice. That's our main pool area, which of course is extremely popular. You can see the views, and that's exactly why. And again, based on a first come, first serve basis, but we've got pool noodles and kids treats over there, which they can enjoy. And we've got big floating pillows as well. And we serve from time to time, if it's a really hot day, we'd randomly come out with ice creams for everybody at no charge. And during December, we sometimes do a spa touch, where they'll just do a light massage to some of the guests. They'll set up a little booth area. So we really do these random sort of extras that are nice surprises for the guests when they are with us. Our spa facility is open 7 days a week. It's owned and managed by ourselves, so it is our own spa. And it closes at 8 o'clock at night. So it's open from 8 until 8. And definitely a heads up to ask guests to at least book a time slot. We are open to outsiders, so it is based on a first come, first serve basis, but we do keep a couple of slots open throughout the day for those last minute guest bookings. So if you guys don't specify a time slot for them, we naturally always just keep 1 or 2 or 3 time slots open in a day. So at check-in, we can ask them if they'd like a spa treatment. We have A, B, C available. But definitely try at least give us time slots if they do mention that they want to make use of the spa. Treatments, they can always decide closer to the time. And this is just nice to know. So many people forget about our spa gazebos. Limited treatments up here. Of course, resources are a little bit different to in the main spa. For a gorgeous massage with someone special or a proposal, it really is something special. So we've got 2 of these spa gazebos set in the mountain. We've got a cinema on site. It is complimentary. So again, all about generous hospitality, all about giving back, making them feel wowed and special. And there's candies and sweets that they can help themselves to. And we serve popcorn and fresh milkshakes to them. So we have 5 screenings a day in the cinema. And it's just a matter of sort of poking your head in, what's showing, or maybe they'd like to just watch a movie in the comfort of their own room, which they can do as well, and order a DVD from us. And this having this facility really is what makes us so unique. And it's probably one of my favorites of the property. The fact that you actually don't have to be confined to the building, that you actually can go for a hike, go for a walk, go for a sort of a sun drop walk and watch the sunset. We can do picnics during the day, and the Cafe Grill organizes that. So again, it can be organized at check-in. It doesn't have to be done prior to the time. Those little picnic spots, we do have 2 of them. We used to have more, but we had a fire going on 3 years ago now. So unfortunately, we've lost a lot of the others, but the 2 we've kept are sort of a 10-minute walk away from the hotel. And each one of those little benches can accommodate 1 to 2 people. So at the most we could do is 4 per picnic site, or 2 couples, or mum and dad with the kids if they want to go up there. It's a bit of an up and down, literally down 1, up sort of 1 stretch. If I can say up the mountain, it's a really, really easy walk, but definitely recommended to take tackies along. So again, just a little tip to say that if they want to enjoy the hiking trails, or at least go into nature, but to bring along some hiking shoes, or even just sneakers. I'll whiz past that because our heli stop is not open at the moment still. And, this is all about romance and luxury and, treating clients. So this is what we can do if any of them whisper in your ear as far as special occasions go. or a proposal evening, or you know what, maybe they're coming to us for a special occasion and they just want to book the conservatory for a dinner for two. We can do that setup as well. It's gorgeous in the evenings. It really is something special. Some of our larger conferencing areas, and that's the difference. So do they really want to stay in that hustle and bustle of waterfront and deal with that traffic in season, or come out literally just a 50-minute drive to us in the mountain? And that's the difference as far as the scenery goes. All right. Any questions regarding 12A that you guys want to shout out to me?
You obviously also like we don't know when they'll be reopening, and when they do reopen, they're obviously going to take steps to be more, to also move. I don't know how to actually word it, but more towards a space. Yeah,
where we are COVID friendly, where we are.
Yes, that's exactly.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. No, that of course comes up all the time. So we are, as we speak now, we are due to only open level 1, maybe level 2. For lockdown, of course, it's still far away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We are doing what we can to try and open up as early as we can. So we have to be compliant as per government's rules, and the World Health Organization stipulates that, of course, your social distancing, as we all know, has to be big. Masks, we'll see what the story is around masks. Of course, that changes all the time. Currently, yes, it is mandatory that you have to wear one. No more than 50 people on site, 2-meter distance between people as far as social distancing goes. We did this before lockdown, just little things. We changed our buffet breakfast. So rather than having the food sit out there where germs and things can contaminate and you've got people helping themselves to, we'd already stopped that before lockdown. And we said, we'll do a limited, I say limited, but it's still unlimited. They can still eat as much as they want, like you would on a buffet, but we'll do a tiered arrangement. So you'll have a little bit of confectionery as far as maybe a pastry goes, and a croissant, and a little Danish, all the way down to your cheeses and your cold meat, rolls, fresh breads, and then of course you've always got your hot, your a la carte. It could be an omelette, an eggs Benedict, a waffle, anything like that. So we were already doing this before lockdown, that we actually present the guest per table with a couple of items, and if they want more ham, more salami, or more camembert, or more oysters, it's still unlimited. It just stops that contamination process. So little things like that we are doing. Of course, staff internally, we've got to rearrange all our offices and all of that too. So the hotels, as we speak, that's one of their big measures that they're doing now, is to rearrange ways to obviously be compliant with World Health and obviously what government expects us. So we don't have an opening date. We'd love to say middle of June. Then we got window, it might be July. Who knows? We don't know. But I promise you guys will be the first to know.
Awesome.
So we haven't put anything out. We are doing ABC because it does keep changing. And by the time we open, of course, maybe we won't have to all wear masks, for example. They might be a little bit more lax. So we'll just see. But at this stage, we're very aware of it. And there were a lot of measures, little things like, without being too brash about it or on the client's face, check-in happens, we've got open tables, so got tub chairs that take a seat, and would go through the check-in process, do the regular, they would be roomed, taken up to their rooms, and then literally as they go up the stairs, we'd just come subtly spray. We've got a disinfectant that we use. It's got to stay on for 2 minutes and sort of lifts up all the germs and the dirt, and we wipe that. The staff were so quiet that they were literally wiping surfaces, I promise you, every 10 minutes. It was quite funny to see. That place was never looking as sparkly as it did before lockdown. So just little things like that, sort of as one guest moves away, they'll come in and just subtly just wipe away, that sort of thing. So that they have been very mindful, and I must say exceptionally good about it too.
Okay, good to know.
Okay. And of course, all our properties that follow suit with all our properties, they'll pretty much all follow the same sort of manner of doing things around COVID.
Cool.
Okay, touching on Bushman's Kloof. Bushman's Kloof, you guys were awesome supporters with us last year, and we did run a site up there. And of course, this year it's gone on hold a little bit, but the minute we do have details, or when the sites do kick in again, it's really an amazing property to see and experience. Bushman's Kloof is located in the Cederberg. It is 2 to 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours away from Cape Town, I suppose is safe to say. You can do it a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, but the road is recently, over the last couple of years, they have resurfaced and blown and double laned it and really made it quite fancy. So it's a really easy drive up there. It's tarred all the way to our front gate. And of course, once you enter, it's a good quality dirt road through to the lodge. 18 rooms in total at Bushman's Kloof, very intimate to very private. It really is all about rest and relaxation. We are a Reland Chateau property. We don't allow any under 8s there. So they really will get that sort of peace and quiet and retreat side of it just to escape at Bushman's Kloof. Flying options are available, of course, if the client's budget does allow, and reservations are happy to assist you with pricing. So whether they heli in or whether they fly in, they will be happy to assist. We are located in a valley. It gets quite nippy in the evenings, but of course it also means that we have very much a summer and a winter split as far as rates go and seasons go and what, the look and feel of the place. So you can just see in the distance over there, we've got a couple of flowers that have sprouted. So season for us starts on the 1st of September, first day of spring. That's when our peak rates kick in. At this stage, we are looking at holding our winter rates. I'm sure you'll get the news from Thompson's once we get the go-ahead, and they'll be in touch with obviously the new package details and things like that. Okay, Bushman's Kloof is a fully inclusive, if I can say, destination, really. You can't leave the property. It's not like you can just go down the road and go do an activity. Everything happens on site. You are in the middle of nowhere, if I can say, the middle of the Cederberg. And once you're there, you definitely do not have to move. It's very much a game lodge, although we are predator free, and lots of culture and lots of history that the guests can learn about. The guides love it when the guests are active and busy and interested, and the busier they are, the happier the guides are. Of course, they're so passionate and they absolutely love what they do. So they're only too happy to run through, the history of Bushman paintings, for example. And you can see the quality of ours is really exceptional. And we've got a couple of signature sites that we do take them to, and depending on their level of fitness, if it's an elderly couple, or maybe they're a little bit wobbly on their feet, then we take them to an easier sighting. And it's easy for them to climb down out the truck, walk a little bit, see a couple of the rock paintings and walk back. The others are, some of the main ones are a little bit more of a huck and puck and a climb down some of the rocks, down to the river's edge to get to the caves. But we'll obviously just chat to the guest about that, and they'll tailor make excursions and things for them. We found so much in the property over all these years. So there's a lot of history and culture and bones and artifacts and little pieces of sort of pots and clays and knives and spearheads and things that we found. So everything's preserved in our heritage centre, which guests can meander around and walk around. Otherwise, of course, the guides are only too happy to go through it with them. Hiking trails, all included. They can do it by themselves. They can take it out. They can go out with their guide. So again, a lot of flexibility. If they do want to have just a bit of privacy, we've got 2 specific mountain trails. One's very easy, one's a little bit more difficult, where you literally climb over the ridges, but very easy for them just to do a circular route on their own if that's what they want to do as well. Plenty buck and antelope, very visible. We used to be, back in the day, before the Tolmans took it over, we used to be a potato farm. So there's lots of flat plateau areas where the fynbos hasn't necessarily grown back. You can see over there. So the flowers love it, and it really does light up in your springtime. And really good visibility of animals being in the fynbos. You don't have Durban's thick tropical bushes that sort of hide it. So they really are majestic, those little hemsbok. We're part of the Leopard Trust. Of course, that is a predator. We don't talk about the leopards too much because there's absolutely no guarantee that you'll see them. I've been with the hotels now for 8 years, and I think we've had about 4 sightings of them down at the lodge in all these years. So it's been a long time that we've actually seen them so low. So they do tend to stay higher up in the mountains, and we actually don't see them. But we do monitor their movements, and we involved the Cape Leopard Trust, and we're involved their tagging and looking at them. Cedar Tree Project, we're very actively involved with replanting and giving back. Fly fishing is all included. Any activities that they want to enjoy with us are all included. There's absolutely no extra charge. If they want to bring their own mountain bikes, they can do so. If they want to use ours or use our canoes, they can do so. So again, it's there for them to use as much and as often as they want. We are set in a long, should I say a long and wide smile overlooking the Boinkies River. So there's a bit of walking between sort of your, like for example, the homestead here, which is where our bar area is and our main restaurant is, and perhaps a room. It's maybe a 4-minute walk. I mean, it's nothing too much, but I mean, you're out in such a beautiful area. And then of course, if you do have friends that are traveling together or a multi-generational family that are traveling together, we'll place their rooms, you know, next door or near. You know, we are again sensitive to that. Quite a few different pool areas, but this particular one at the homestead is heated. It's the only one that's heated. And our gorgeous garden, so we can do garden tours if anybody's interested to touch and feel and taste the herbs, and you know, go through to our worm garden and learn about the worm garden, which is quite interesting. So there's really a lot to do. Of course, beautiful cuisine. We are a Relay and Chateau property, so they're all about beautiful, exceptional food. Also just home cooked food, you know, good old portions. It's not necessarily fine dining that you go to bed starving. It's hearty portions. Makana is our outdoor restaurant. It's almost in the middle of all the rooms that overlook the Boinkies River. Makana is right in the middle. We try and have as many meals here as possible. We can serve high tea is usually 9 out of 10 times out here. And we can do some breakfasts and lunches as well, which are all included in the package. One of the value adds which Thompsons have with TBI is a dinner for 2 in a unique location one of the nights during their stay. It is based on a 2-night or more stay, but that is an example of where your guest could enjoy dinner, just the 2 of them. So we call this Kadora. It's naturally lit in the middle of the reserve. We tend to surprise them. We'll take them up after the afternoon game drive. They would enjoy an afternoon game drive with us. And then about 6 o'clock or so, we'd meander up to Kadora and surprise them with a roaring fire and treat them to a beautiful meal, 3-course meal in Kadora, which is just such a, I told people I've got a duck to get in, and it's got extra thick walls, and it's really just gorgeous, but very romantic as well. So this is our most popular spot where we do our extraordinary dining from, which is one of the value adds that you guys have with us through Thompsons. River Boma, this is at the lodge, at the main lodge, and guests can meander and walk down to the rocks or enjoy a cocktail down at the Boma. And really there's nothing that we can or can't do. It's just gorgeous. The more experimental the guest wants to get, the guides love it. So it's always welcome. We do game drives every afternoon after high tea. High tea is enjoyed usually around about 4, 4:30, and then we'll take them out into a game drive, either bring them back for their dinner, or they will be treated to that extraordinary dining experience off-site, and then they'll head to bed and then wake up the next morning. They're welcome to go on another game drive and do a rock art tour, or they can sleep in, of course. We do serve breakfast until noon. So until midday, they can have breakfast. So it means they can go out on a game drive and come back and still eat. Just the majestic of those mountains and how they change color. Embers is very popular where we do summer, of course, where your days are longer and warmer. We take the whole lodge up here randomly if we're sitting at full occupancy, which is also a nice treat. And then just to give you an idea of some of the rooms, there's 18 of them in total, but they've all got a balcony with a table and chair outside. And it's just really the size of the room that changes. They've all got 2 lounges in front, So you can sit outside on the grass or, of course, outside and enjoy your coffee. The deluxe are slightly larger rooms. They're a little bit of a fatter, if I can say, room with your lounge area. But you can see how uniquely decorated they all are. There's no two rooms that are the same. And that's very much a red carnation way of design. So it's very much a personalized stay. Okay. This is Cedarburg House. It's one of our newer additions. It has 2 ensuite bedrooms. And in the middle, it's got a common lounge area. And then it's got your outside pool and balcony area as well. Spa gazebo. We do have a spa with 4 treatment rooms, as well as the outdoor spa gazebo where we can do select treatments. Again, just a nice spoil for them. That's what it looks like. Complimentary use of the crystal shower, which all guests can enjoy. And then, of course, lots of fruits and snacks and nuts and dried mango and homemade rooibos teas, you know, and all of this is complimentary. They can help themselves and enjoy that. Dual treatment room as well. Okay, I mentioned that we don't allow any under 8s. At Kora Lodge, we do. Kora Lodge is a house. It's a villa about a 15-minute drive away from the main lodge. And at Kora Lodge, we've got 2 downstairs ensuite bedrooms. We've got a loft upstairs with 4 single beds. 4 single beds are very much for kids only. We cannot and would not put any adults up there. And it's staffed on its own. So it's got its own manager, its own guide, and its own staff. It is a per night rate up at Kora Lodge and includes still all your activities, all your meals, and obviously your staff. It does just mean that if mom and dad want to head to the main lodge and go for a spa treatment, that we'll stay behind and look after the kids. The staff are there. If you decide, you know what, we can give chef the night off, dad just feels like throwing a chicken on the Weber and make a couple of salads for us, you know, dad maybe wants to braai, that's also fine. And you've got that flexibility with the team and they're at your disposal. They are designated for Kora Lodge specifically. They like getting interactive and entertaining the kids as well, which of course they can enjoy game drives. All right, any questions about Bushman's Kloof?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, I'm going to move on to the Oyster Box. Oyster Box is our 5-star signature hotel located in Umhlanga. It is exactly halfway between Durban city itself and the airport. So in a very affluent suburb called Umhlanga Rocks is the Oyster Box. They get sunrise there. And the joy of this property is when we took it over and we rebuilt it, we kept a couple of signature pieces the same. So, you know, that staircase in the background is the original staircase from the old hotel. For example, the pillars, there's a couple of pillars that are original. And this is very much the hotel that you can go and you don't have to move. You know, you can go here for a 2 or 3 night weekend escape and you just, it's a destination in itself. We are very family friendly. And when we built the hotel, we've got different room types. But the advantage with them is that a lot of their rooms face the ocean, most of them. And that you've actually got a classic, which is an entry-level room facing the ocean, which is so nice. So interleading rooms, of course, we've got lofts, which work well for corporates, just a quick 1 or 2 night in and out. We've got cabanas, we've got the suites, again, where we can do sharing under 12 for free, and all the way through to, you know, family rooms with their own plunge pools and presidential suites. For those that can afford it, we've got one of those. So that is also there with its own plunge pool. But very family friendly as always, as all the properties are minus Bushman's Kloof, no under 8s. But the 2 city hotels, you know, we've got big family programs which we are involved with and the kids absolutely love it. Lots of different bar areas. The Oyster Bar is available for, of course, cocktails. Works well for cocktails. People tend to hang around here before they go into the grill room for their meal. But we also do serve a very popular sushi, which they can enjoy at the Oyster Bar. Wine cellar, private dinners, or maybe they mention that while they're in town, they need to have a meeting, and they can do private meetings down here, or private dinner for two if they're celebrating something special. So the wine cellar is really quite fun and different. You can see the glass roof above, and that's the Oyster Bar above you that you have. We do a very popular curry buffet, which can be enjoyed in the Ocean Terrace. And this is where we serve 3 meals a day from at the Ocean Terrace. And again, casual, friendly dining with those beautiful views across the ocean. And that's breakfast. It's quite a spread of food. And of course, continental's not even shown. So you've still got your breads and your croissants and all of that, as well as your a la carte, your hot English side as well. So it's just a massive setup, and they really put a lot of time and energy and care into it. And again, eat as much as you want. During COVID, of course, we're doing things a little bit differently, but traditionally that's what we are known for. Just to see those majestic views across the ocean there. Palm Court, very popular for high teas, which we do out here. Fine dining restaurant, which we call the Grill Room. And when we're now heading up the building further, you can see the view of the lighthouse. That's our signature picture, is that view. And right at the top of the building, we've got the Lighthouse Bar, which heaves. We open to outsiders as well, so it gets really busy, but just an awesome, awesome atmosphere up there. Just look at those views as well. Smoking bar facility. So if anyone does mention about smoking, what are our policies and procedures? We do have the Chukka Bar, which they can smoke at if need be. We're very fortunate that we've got direct access onto the beach as well from the hotel. And that takes us down to a promenade running track or exercise area. Coming back to family friendly, we've got our screenings of movies that we have every day. They can enjoy, again, fresh popcorn, fresh sweets. This is a 24-seater cinema, so it's a little bit larger than the 16 that we have at 12 Apostles. But if you've got those, tropical days where it's a little bit humid and, it might be a bit overcast, which Durban can have, they can just stay in the aircon and watch a movie if that's what they want to do at no extra charge. That's just an example of our kids' holiday club. So we set up a designated room for them where we have PlayStations and puzzles, and they can really just have it all up there. They get a little kiddies pack, and in that age appropriate, it could be a spade or a puzzle or a coloring in page book, with crayons and that sort of thing. And that's our direct access onto the beach. So there's lots of rock pools right in front of us, and the kids like to go tinker around in that and grab a net and head out there. That's really the access that they have to. And that's a 4-kilometer running path. We'll call it running path, but that's the promenade, which they can enjoy. And that's us. So we overlook that famous Umhlanga Lighthouse, which actually is still a working lighthouse. That's quite special. And of course, our second GM in charge is Skavenga. He's always around. He's got his own Facebook page, so check him out on Facebook for some entertainment. He's really, got quite a character, but he is around. And then our beautiful spa facility, which again, we are open to outsiders. So if your guest can at least give you a time slot that they would like to have a treatment, please try and book it for them, so we can at least just allocate them that time slot so that they don't lose out. And then special occasions, destination weddings, we do quite a fair amount of, but more smaller, intimate numbers. And then gorgeous spaces. If they are in town and they want to bring Joburg crowd or friends, come down for a 50th celebration. We do a lot of those as well while they are there. So we can book out these areas if they give you a heads up that we are, or that they're celebrating something special. And there you can see the little path that goes down to the beach. So it's really easy to get there. These rooms over here have got their own plunge pools. so they can be booked. And then the classic rooms and all sorts of the suites and all of them face the ocean on that side, and the others are on the garden side, which will face the tropical gardens on the back end of the property. All right, that's me in a nutshell. I hope it wasn't too much verbal diarrhea. I always feel like there's so much talking, but you know, just to really highlight how family friendly we are, and how we're all about sort of exceeding their expectation when it comes to their, you know, their 5-star and what they would want to find in us. You know, all the little details, the more, I've said this before, the more you can tell us about the guests, the better. We can treat them, we can spoil them, we can really, you know, surprise them. We do what we call TNTs, tiny noticeable touches, and that comes from you, unless they have stayed with us before and we know some of their personal information. But if they're celebrating something special when they're with us, let us know, and we can do a birthday little cake for them, or we'll do a plate to just acknowledge their special occasion or their anniversary and that sort of thing. All right. Any questions, anybody?
Nope. I'm good.
Nope. You're all fine?
Thank you.
Okay.
Are you guys
Can't wait to
planning on
smell
any
again.
specials? Because we're going to focus on local travel for the foreseeable future. Are you guys looking at doing any special deals and something like that to stimulate the market?
Yeah, absolutely. So we encourage you guys to go through to Thompson's. At the end of the day, they've got the best rates out there, the best value adds. So I'll be chatting to, now Sean's taken over a product. So I'll just make sure that he's up to speed with Thompson's offerings, which I'm sure he is. And that'll be rolled out in time. We have given them some awesome deals. So definitely look out for those. As it is your special, you get, the client, you know what I mean? The client gets a cocktail, a room upgrade to specific room types on the first 3 room types. And this is at 12 Apostles and at Oyster Box, as well as a 500 Rand credit that they get back. So currently we are giving them and spoiling them so much. And we're only happy to relook at rates, which we have done. So that will all be done through Thompson's. They've got very, very good deals at the moment for us during this time.
Okay, and then just one other thing.
Yeah.
I've got a booking for Bushman's that had to cancel.
Okay.
It was a last-minute cancellation just before the country went into lockdown. They gave an extension on the credit for the resort or for the hotel. If this lockdown continues further, are you guys looking at extending that credit for maybe an additional year or something?
That won't be a problem. We're not saying yes, we're not saying no. Of course, at this stage, we're saying yes, we will extend it. We just can't say what that time limit's going to be. You know, it often does exclude your peak seasons, especially at Bushman's Kloof. So we'd have to just watch those peak seasons, which usually falls into summer. But definitely, there's going to be so much flexibility with extensions. We're very sensitive to that. So yeah, it would likely be, if they couldn't go this time next year, then they can probably go the same time next year. And that shouldn't be a problem. But again, Paul, if you just want to use me, I mean, pop me a mail and keep me in the loop. So at least I can sort of be on top of it. In fact, it's Tamsyn, TAMSYN at rchmail, mail.co.za. If anybody does want to reach out to me, Tamsyn at rchmail.co.za. I'm a call away if you want to use me or just bounce something off me or ask me a question or anything. But Paul, I don't see that being a problem at all.
Okay, cool. That's perfect.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
You're all fine otherwise. You're still smiling and sane at home.
I'm very sad though because I was supposed to check in this weekend at 12 Apostles.
Oh, was it this weekend? Oh.
It was supposed to be tomorrow.
Oh, no, shame.
Oh, man.
Well, we will definitely...
Is it an anniversary or something?
Yeah, it was for the anniversary this past Tuesday.
Oh, happy anniversary anyway.
Happy anniversary.
As soon as you guys are open, I'm back there.
Yes, and we'll have you with open arms. Only to
looks divine.
Not too close. Open arms from a distance.
Amazing.
Yeah, true. No, absolutely. No, I must say we've got a schedule.
Awesome, thank you.
Sorry, Claudia.
Sorry. No, I was just saying thanks to you.
Oh, okay. No, I just wanted to throw it in there. We've got a skeleton staff of, I think there's about 5 or 6 of them at the hotel that are staying there now during lockdown, and they rotate sort of 11 days on or off. And they come in and they're based there. So they move in, they've got one of the chefs there to cook meals for them, and they, obviously
fantastic.
Allowing pest control into making sure that every little thing is sprayed, obviously maintaining gardens, watching security, but just maintaining that the hotel is at the best standard, so that by the time we open, we are literally ready to turn key and welcome everybody in within the rules of World Health and Government. So we'll keep that closely in mind, of course. But yeah, we're looking forward to having your clients back. Thanks so much for taking the time. And
thank you.
I'm a call away or an email away if you need anything. All right.
Cool. Thanks, Tamsin.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.